Hey everyone, welcome to this new video. This is gonna be a get ready with me story time on me, just a event that happened another Friday night. So without further ado, let's get straight on into the video. Why hello there everybody, welcome back to a new video. In the beginning we're gonna do a anyway. In the beginning, we're gonna do a get ready with me story time. Because your girl was in the hospital. Yes, I know. This little athlete dude. Yeah, she was in the hospital. So, we're gonna be doing an official story time on that. But first, I'm gonna dry my hair because I can't tell a story with my hair wet. So, yeah. We gonna dry her real quick. You see, just like, okay, she's done. But, now I'm gonna actually do it real quick because I saw this hairstyle on TikTok. And I thought it was pretty cool. So, we're gonna do a hairstyle real quick. Then when we get to my makeup, then I'll just tell y'all the story time. Yeah, no, that hairstyle did not work out. We're just ended up with this ponytail. I'll probably do something with it in a minute, but I need to start this story time. So, once upon a... No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. Let's backtrack. We're just gonna go back to, like, the 8th grade. I get migraines pretty bad. Like, I haven't thought much about them. I'm just like, oh, when I get a migraine, it's just time to go lay down in a dark room and we'll be fine the next day type jazz, right? So, flashback to, no, it was during volleyball season. I'll say October, like September, October. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just trying to like think about it. So, September, October, I was getting migraines, something awful. And it was to a point where I couldn't see bad. Like, my vision was going blurry. I couldn't see a volleyball coming down into my platform. I couldn't see it. There was 3 of them. So I was hitting the one in the middle, even in softball. Because, you know, we play fall ball or whatever. Because, you know, I'm just a chill guy. But it just got horrible. To a point where I just couldn't take it anymore. So one day, I think it was after volleyball practice, actually, or it might have been the morning after. I think it was, no, it was the next morning. I lied. Lord, y'all. It was the next morning. We went to the urgent care near my house. And, got there, got checked in, whatever. And I go back to the room, and they're like, okay, so what's wrong? And I was like, I have terrible migraines. I can't see what I'm doing. Like, I had no clue what was going on, and I was genuinely, like, confused because I couldn't see anything. And they were stumped at the urgent care. They were like, see, I don't know what's going on with you. They prescribed me pain medicine for them and told me to go see a eye doctor. And I was like, okay. So later that afternoon, the eye doctor happened to have an appointment open, and I went, and they said I had eye spasms, which is why I wear these now. We're gonna get you a prescription or whatever. And at the time, I was wearing my old prescription of glasses because that seemed to help a little, but it wasn't like anything, you know, major where it was like, oh my gosh, these just help 150%, but they were, you know, that and some Tylenol or ibuprofen was helping soothe. But I still was struggling terribly with them. And they started to come up every couple months or so, and I was like, you know, whatever. It's just, you know, my eye spasms just coming back or whatever. And I dealt with that. I'm still dealing with it, which is why we're story timing. So fast forward to about 2 weeks ago, okay, I get another really bad migraine. It was a Monday night. I remember like the exact night I started getting them. I was like, dude, I don't feel good. And my head was just like, you know, like, I'm gonna put a picture of like a monkey with like the symbols in his hand doing this right here. That's what my head felt like. Still kind of does. Over and over and over and over again. I felt like I was sitting in the middle of one of those. And it was to a point where I just couldn't. I was like, Mom, Dad, like, seriously. And I had to go to school through them. We were playing in the regional tournament for softball. And like, you can ask some of my teammates, like, I was sitting on the bus with, like, a blanket over my eyes and, like, tucked deep into my ears because, like, I just could not take we had some music going, which we always do. We get hype or whatever on the bus. But, like, I'm usually all for that. Like, I love that. And that day, I was just, nothing. And I told my girls, because I do, like, I braid some of their hair. I help put some of their hair up, you know, because, like, you got a team hairstylist or braider or whatever. And I usually help out with that. And I'm like, all right, girls, I'm not doing anybody's hair right now. I'll do it when we get to the park type bad. And I slept the whole way down there. It was like maybe 45 minutes on the bus, and I slept the whole way down there. Like, literally, me before games, like, I usually don't sleep at all. Like, I'm usually, like, trying to lock in or whatever, but I've been injured. Did something to my shoulder, and I've been injured, but the only thing I was cleared to do was base run in the tournament. So I'm like, I'm usually locking in or whatever, but I slept the whole way down there. And I usually never sleep on bus rides because I'm always doing something, you know. And it was awful. Like, all my teammates were gone somewhere. Like, when we got there, I was like literally almost stumbling into the park. And then we were about to warm up or whatever. And then, you know, I'm just like, okay, I just gotta suck it up. I had my pain medicine, I took it, and whatever else. And I was just like, okay. Then I got a sense of adrenaline through the game, whatever. Like my fellow athletes know that feeling when you just get adrenaline. Like, if something hurts, then it, like, stops hurting in the moment. And then when we got out of that game, oh my God, it just hit right again. It literally just punched me in the face. Like, I was out basically the ride home, everything else, and it was awful. Like, I did not come to school the next day. And then we had pictures after that. But, like, we had something, and I couldn't go to school. Like, I just could not think or, like, function type, you know. And I was pretty, like, flustered. I was like, well, these eye spasms must be, like, getting to me, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward to last Friday. We had one of my bestest friends, her graduation party. Me and my boyfriend and his family, we went to her graduation because all of our families are kind of close. And, like, I'm close with her, and his family is close with her brother. And so we all just kind of went together to the graduation. Like, they started off great. I was feeling better because I had went to the doctor the day before, my family doctor anyway. And they were like, okay, so we're going to prescribe you something else. Maybe these will help. You know, I have to take some medicine before I go to bed. And then some, like, onset, like, if your head is just killing you in the moment, here's some to take. And I was like, okay, this sounds, like, better. And, you know, I was feeling better the next day because I took both my medicines that night like they told me to do. You know, because the migraine had still been there. And was fine most of the day. At the graduation, we were there, we took pictures, you know. Like, I seemed like fine. Like, I felt fine at school that day. Maybe some gradual, but wasn't awful. And we went to the graduation. Then after that, she had like a graduation dinner. We were going to go, you know, celebrate more at her graduation dinner, which sounded great. Like, you know, at first we were doing great. Then we get, like, to the restaurant or whatever. I'm still fine. Then, like, after a little while, we were seated or whatever. After a little while, I'm like, I think my medicine's starting to wear off, you know, because my head started hurting a little bit, to where it started to throb a little bit. And just inside of the restaurant was extremely hot. You know, like, it was just hot because they were kind of, it was not, like, in front of us. Like, we were sitting at tables and they were cooking, like, through a saloon door type cooking. And it just, like, it was just really, really hot in the restaurant. So after a little while, I looked at my boyfriend and I was like, I need to step out because I'm about to burn up. This was after we had eaten or whatever. Like, I literally ate 2 bites of my macaroni and was like, I can't, you know. And I was like, I need to step out for a minute. So Tristan walked out with me. That's my boyfriend anyway. He walked out with me and I was kind of standing there for a minute. And I just started feeling extremely dizzy, nauseous, and my ears were ringing. And I was like, you know, like, that's not right. So I go, his mom walks out there after a minute, and she's like, okay, Chloe, I'm going to start the truck. This is what she told me after the fact, because I did not know what was going on. I do not remember much after stepping outside. But I heard this from her after. She was like, okay, Chloe, I'm going to put you in the truck. And I didn't answer her. She was like, you know, because I never not answer her, like, what? And I didn't answer her, and she kind of came. She said she stood in front of me and she said she repeatedly said my name. And I guess I took a step to go to the truck and passed out in her arms. Like, passed out cold. And she said she laid me down on the concrete, you know, out in the parking lot. And she said I was out for a good 2 minutes, out cold. And when I woke up, it seemed like everyone from the dinner was standing all around me. Like, I was laying there and everyone was around me. I had my friend's mom at my head and her dad at my feet, and she was kind of rubbing me with a towel or whatever, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? Like, it's first thing I said, I was like, what's going on? Why am I on the ground? Where am I at? And they were like asking me my name. They were like, do you know your name? And I'm like, yeah, Chloe. I'm like, what just happened? You know, because I didn't know what happened at all. And they were like, well, honey, you passed out. And I was literally laying there on the ground, like, freaking out. Like, I think I started crying. Like, I seriously do not remember much, y'all. I think I started crying. And I was like, well, I'm like, I'm so sorry or whatever. They're like, stop apologizing or whatever. She's like, you just started apologizing. And I was in a dress, y'all. Like, it was kind of formal, you know. And like, I could not, like, my head was killing me that much that I literally passed out. So I'm laying there on the ground. My parents aren't even there, you know. So my parents show up and my mom's standing over me. I'm like, you know, just flustered. My boyfriend called my mom and my best friend and was like, okay, so she passed out and my mom and dad came there. So after a while, not a while, maybe 10 minutes or so, I'm still on the ground and paramedics show up. They called paramedics. So they come, they check me out, you know. I end up going to the hospital in an ambulance because 16-year-olds should be passing out randomly from migraines, right? They shouldn't be at all, because that's, you know how normal that is. It's not. I'm riding in the ambulance. The guy's talking to me. Whatever. Fast forward, we get to the hospital. Okay. My best friend shows up. My boyfriend's family. My friend and her boyfriend and her brother all show up. My uncle shows up. So I basically had my whole village in the waiting room in the hospital. And when I tell you, I'm so thankful for every single one of them. And no, when I passed out, it was already 10 o'clock at night. So it's probably 11-ish when I arrived at the hospital. But, like, seriously, y'all, I do not remember much. They start me at IV. They're asking me questions. How much does your head hurt right now? Yada, yada, yada. All the normal, questions that you would ask, I guess, in the hospital. But I was genuinely just flustered that I was even there. So they give me a head CT, all that stuff, and an IV, and so many different medicines. They take my blood work or whatever. And then they discharge me after at like 3 a.m. They discharge me. This is kind of off topic, but this happened after the fact. So we're leaving the hospital. I got discharged. Everyone was there. It was all fine and dandy. And then we leave the hospital. Note, there had been like 7 or 8 cop cars flying by the hospital. And we thought that was abnormal. You would think that's abnormal if 7 or 8 cop cars is passing by the hospital. Like, what? And so we're kind of like, it's random. But soon as we pull out of the hospital, cop car is behind us. Sirens blazing. There's like 3 of them behind us. So, we pull over or whatever, and they surrounded the truck. Like, I'm passed out in the back seat, basically, like sleeping, not passed out again, in the back seat of the car. And they just come out, guns blazing, turn off your truck, throw the keys out of the car. So my dad chunks the keys out of the car. He has the windows down, hands are out of the car. And then I look up, I see a guy with a gun. I'm like, oh no. So my hands stick out of the car because first thing I saw was a gun, and I was like, no way. So I stick my hands out of the car, and the cop comes to the truck after they run our tag, I guess. I'm like, why wouldn't they run their tag before they pull us over? Whatever. But my dad's truck matched the description of a criminal's truck that they were chasing. So that's just like the cherry on top of the whole night there was that. So we officially leave and we go home. And then I'm like bedbound for a week. Seriously, like I didn't leave my bed Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday I started getting up a little bit, but like my family had to help me up and down the stairs. They had to bring me my food, like seriously, like my friends came over to visit, they brought flowers or whatever, and like I just could not leave my house, so I got like extremely lonely. Like, guys, I'm usually used to like being able to see my friends or whatever, but like seriously, I was just like locked up. My boyfriend came over a few times. That made my whole day because I could actually see someone, And then we go to the family doctor again after, and they're like, we go to see what the results of the blood work and stuff are. So blood work's clean. I'm not anemic, which could have been a thing. There's nothing wrong with, my CT was clean, everything was clean. And we were confused. We're like, well then what's wrong? Like genuinely what is up? Because we didn't know what was up. And so the family doctor referred us to a neurologist. And I've yet to go to the neurologist yet. So I'm getting better. I feel better. My head still hurts though. But I'll make sure I update you guys after I go to the neurologist. But yeah. So that was my chaotic Friday night that happened. A lot of the people that I know have been kind of, I guess, wondering what was going on. So that's the story time. I didn't even finish my makeup yet. I need to finish my makeup. But that's the story time of my chaotic Friday night. That was supposed to be a fun graduation party and ended up with me in the hospital. But yeah, so that was my chaotic story. So I just want to thank you guys for watching, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss another video in the upcoming future. Comment below some video ideas you want to see, because this summer I'm planning on uploading more. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.